Who am I? This is probably one of the toughest questions to answer. Writing about myself is the hardest thing for me to do. I want to say so much for you to truly understand the person I am, but I realize I would be here forever trying to catch you up on all the things that have happened in my life. One experience that has greatly impacted the question, who am I, will be when I tore my ACL at the end of my junior year in high school. I remember getting to the school that morning and talking to my coach. Today was a big game. We were playing our rival, Northeast Macon. They're currently ranked number one in the region, and us being number two, this was a game that everyone was talking about. I knew I had to perform. Not only was I a starter and one of our leading scorers, but this was also my first year playing for this school since I just recently moved to Georgia that same year. Yikes! So much pressure. Coach Caputa, my basketball coach, looked at me and said, I have a great feeling about tonight. I have a feeling you're going to have a wonderful game. To be honest, I felt the same way. Something about this day was just different. But I never thought my big game was going to be my last one. Warm up was normal, did the same routines. I felt pretty good about this game. The gym was packed to capacity, and my team was ready for the approaching battle with Northeast in just a few minutes. Right before the game started, my coach looked at me and said, This is going to be your big game tonight. I smiled, turned away from him, wiped the bottom of my shoe, and said a little prayer. Then the whistle blew. It was time. I started the game off with 6 points and 3 rebounds in less than 2 minutes in the first quarter. I knew this game was going to be huge until the unthinkable happened. In the next few seconds, I was laying on the court, numb, rolling around, telling myself to get up. Get up now, Tisha. But my legs were not listening. I could feel the footsteps of my coach and trainers through the court as I laid there with my eyes closed. The sold out gym was completely silent. I could hear my sweat hit the court as it fell from my face. I could feel my heartbeat ripping through my jersey. The crazy part was, I felt no pain. My knee was numb, not one tear fell, and everyone just held their breath. I remember feeling so alone, and I knew at that moment, at that exact spot, my life was changed forever. My knee was purple and black and was swollen like a balloon almost instantly. Halftime was the hardest. My team looked so sad. My teammate said, Tisha, we need you. We need you to play. But at that moment, I knew the only thing I could do is cheer for my team. We ended up losing that game. I was told I tore my ACL and needed total ACL reconstruction. This was my first major surgery, so I was kind of nervous. But I knew it had to be done if I ever wanted to play again. I remember my doctor coming in the room and telling me, I have bad news. You're going to need surgery. I remember just looking at my dad. With tears in his eyes, he slowly got up and he gave me a hug. Seeing my dad so distraught made it even worse that my ACL was torn. But next thing I know, it's my senior year, and I'm still not playing. My knee was getting stronger and healing pretty well. When I finally was able to play, there was no other game to come back to than playing Northeast Macon in the region championship. At their home, the same place I tore my ACL almost a year earlier. As soon as I walked in the gym, I automatically had a flashback of laying on the court. I took a deep breath and walked right to that exact place on the court before we went into the locker room to get dressed for the game. I stood there, remembering all the emotions and how this very spot ended my college hopes to play. I could feel a part of me still laying there as I just stared and stared. I knew there was a piece of me laying there that I would never be able to regain. I tightened my new brace, wiped my shoes, said a little prayer, and we were region champs. This experience made me stronger physically, emotionally, and mentally. I never knew how much I used my knee until I didn't have it anymore. Now, when you ask me who I am, I know one thing that I can say that won't take forever. I am a person that takes nothing for granted because one day it could be gone in a blink of an eye. You look at me and you might see this wholesome person in front of you, but I truly am a torn soul. And I think I like it better like that. I used to think I lost so much, now I realize I gained even more. It has made me the strong young lady you see before you.